Baptiste and Travisano in an arm wrestling match. Fans want action, refs want action.
This was a crazy weekend in college lacrosse. We saw 11 of the top 20 teams go down, and we saw a 45-second long face-off.
We sat through 45 seconds of a face-off.
Forever clamps scenario.
45 seconds.
I was watching it and I was like, wait, should I go do something? What is happening here?
Quint almost went to go get a Diet Coke.
You should have.
Hold my headset, I'm gonna go get a Diet Coke.
Talk about March Madness, right? You didn't like that one. Did you guys like that one? Come on. This is like lacrosse March Madness. 11 teams out of the top 20 lost.
We've made that joke before.
Okay, Colin. It's always a good joke.
We are going to get to that 45-second face-off. We want your take on it. But because it actually was March Madness this week in lacrosse, we're going to run through some of the crazy things that happened this week. I'm losing my voice.
Yeah, it's been a roller coaster with the tonsil thing.
I get my voice back, and now I'm losing.
And now it's gone. All right, here we go.
To start it off, we had the battle for New Jersey, Princeton versus Rutgers.
The old Stromboli showdown.
The battle for the Garden State.
Taylor Ham matchup.
I think I could do something better, where you're gonna learn your fate in the Garden State.
Oh, that's good.
Right?
Yeah.
Something like that. In the battle for New Jersey, Princeton upset Rutgers, and Austin Sims had 5 goals.
Passes up top, Sims for the tie, and he's got it.
Not only did he have the game-tying goal, but he also scored the game winner. Check this out.
Austin Sims! Sims wins it with his 5th of the day.
I love seeing the energy after that goal. He throws off the helmet. He knows he's on TV. I'd do the same thing. Phenomenal performance from Austin Sims, and a great celebration after that game winner.
The Maestro Cup will stay in Princeton.
This weekend, we also had probably the most anticipated game in college lacrosse this season. Number 1 Albany took on number 2 Maryland in College Park.
Dogs versus turtles.
Maryland was leading for the entire game, and honestly, I thought that there was no way that Albany was going to come back and win this.
To himself, gets Kelly fires and scores! Oh, what a big momentum.
Going into the fourth quarter, they were down 10-6, and they went on a 5-0 run to win the game.
Don't go anywhere, folks. This one is far from over.
And Connor Fields put in the game-winning goal with about a minute left.
Left alleyway, Fields fires, score! Connor Fields.
But I feel like there are some concerning things about the way they won this game. Only 3 of the Danes scored goals.
Kyle McClancy, Jacob Patterson, and Connor Fields were the only ones from Albany who scored goals.
And Albany has come all the way back.
And Maryland was able to shut down Tahoga.
So I feel like if teams are able to figure out how to shut down Connor Fields, which I don't know if that's possible, but if they are able to figure that out, it's going to be really challenging for Albany down the stretch.
And look at Maryland. He's attracting a lot more attention, drawing a lot more slides.
You'd have to imagine that every team is going to use this to scout Albany moving forward.
Albany looked kind of like an all-star team to me. There was really standout players, but they didn't have much team offense going on. There weren't very many assisted goals, and not a lot of systems on the offensive side that beat Maryland.
And if you've ever met a Great Dane, that makes sense, because they're super independent, they go their own way, they don't really roam in packs.
Interesting.
I just made all that up.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah,
I didn't know you made that up. I thought, okay.
Next up, we had Hopkins versus Syracuse in the Carrier Dome, and the first thing we have to bring up are Syracuse's throwback unis. These are some of my favorite unis of all time. I sent out a tweet saying that all sports should go back to throwback unis because of these jerseys.
One of the main reasons we love these jerseys is because they used to wear them in the Mike Powell era, and Mike Powell is just greatest of all time.
Greatest of all time.
Best player of all time.
To Powell.
So obviously the jerseys were cool, but let's talk about the game. Check out this play from a Syracuse midfielder knocking out this guy from Hopkins, and then they go down and score the fast break.
It's a Bomberry, a shot, and a goal for Syracuse.
That's pretty much all we see from Syracuse for the rest of the game, because it's all Hopkins moving forward. Cole Williams, the 6'5 attackman, went off.
In front for Williams, and he puts it in the back of the net again.
And with 20 seconds left in the game, Jake Fox goes backhand, which kind of has to sting.
It's got to sting.
Johns Hopkins, a team that can do no wrong today.
Fourth quarter, 20 seconds left in the game.
You're at home in the dome.
You're losing by 10, 11.
And then Jake Fox goes and does that.
Here, look at that, baby. No look.
That's got to be tough.
Not
But
easy.
really cool goal.
Really, really cool goal.
It's good to see that Hop's back.
Hey, you know whose birthday it is?
Kyle Harrison. Speaking of Hopkins, we got to call Kyle. It's his birthday. If you didn't wish Kyle happy birthday yet,
You can still do it now.
Make sure to wish him happy
You'll
birthday.
probably be about 3 days late, but it's the thought that counts. Happy birthday, dear Kyle.
Happy birthday
to you.
All right, quick HQ break.
Sleeping bag.
Come on.
Easy. Vinegar. Oh, we got
Yes.
it. Oh.
That's what I thought.
Savage questions.
Q3, we just lost nearly 2 million in
Where would a doctor typically place a sphygmomanometer?
Arm?
Ah!
Come on.
This is-
Let's
Alright,
go.
go for it, man.
Let's go.
Ah.
We should have gone for that
So
one.
close. Dude, we're gonna win one day.
We're gonna win. Have any of you guys won HQ?
We're getting close.
We have to give a quick shout out to the Towson Tigers for taking down Ohio State. This was a rematch of last year's NCAA semifinal. Towson won in overtime with this goal from John Mazza.
Mazza works to the rack and wins it for Towson.
The main takeaway here is that I feel like Ohio State is not the same team that they were last year. They almost dropped one to Jacksonville last week and then lost to Towson this week.
And now, let's talk about that face-off.
Here's a face-off if you're just joining us.
Now we have Denver versus Notre Dame, where we saw the 45-second face-off. And I think this was a record-breaking face-off.
Guessing, Matt, that is the longest face-off in NCAA lacrosse history.
But is that a good thing or is that something that we need to talk about?
Here's my take on it. It's boring. My take is that a ref, after like 20 seconds, should cut it. And I don't know what happens then, but
Yeah, or maybe there's
maybe
just
it goes
no
like
more,
alternate possession or something.
Maybe there's just no more face-off in lacrosse.
Imagine if it was like the NBA, where you just score and then all of a sudden you go back down the field. Obviously, this is a heated topic. I'm sure there's a lot of face-off guys out there who are not happy with that. But what do you think? Comment below. Should college lacrosse get rid of the face-off? Yes or no?
You know what was fun to watch was Mikey Drake come out of the box, catch, and just absolutely rip it into the corner.
Coming out hot.
I think Quinn called him Shake and Bake Drake,
Drake! Shake and bake Drake!
which like, I'm down,
I didn't
but
see any shaking and
I didn't
baking.
see, maybe he shook and,
This is how you make shake and bake. What?
But either way, that was one of my favorite plays from the entire weekend.
Notre Dame ended up beating Denver, and honestly, they looked really good. Their middies were ripping from the outside.
Costabile looking for his second, straight over the top.
All right, last week on the Weekly Watch, we said we were gonna do Q&A this week.
But that was before we realized how crazy the weekend would be.
So we're gonna answer one question from you guys from YouTube, and then we're gonna go through the comments on last week's episode and answer your questions. This question comes from It's Kyle Vlogs. Hardest question of all time for Colin. Take your tonsils out and sound like a dragon for the rest of your life, or be a goalie and only play Maryland.
Okay. I played goalie one time. Hey, Samir! And I did not enjoy it. Oh, that hurt. I think you could tell I was pretty scared of the ball. So I'm gonna choose sound like a dragon. One, because I like Game of Thrones. And two, because I already sound a little bit like a dragon, and I'm kind of cool with it. I think it sounds kind of cool.
So if you asked a question and we didn't answer it, check last week's episode. We will be replying to questions there.
That's it for the Weekly Watch this week. Make sure to comment below. Do you think we should get rid of the face-off? Yes or no?
Also, if there was any other college lacrosse madness that we didn't talk about on this episode, make sure to let us know about it. Also, happy St. Patrick's Day,
Yeah.
right? So like this video, subscribe to TLN, comment below with your thoughts on the face-off, check out the merch link in bio, and we will see you next week. Peace!